Okay. Well, as she said, my name's Pat. So you remember Pat. And several things I want to cover real quick. And because I've only got like 5 minutes, I mean, you know, it's got to rush. So, Rochelle, will you take notes? And so if anybody doesn't listen to me, or if you can't hear me good, after the program's over, then you can go to Rochelle, and she can have the notes for you. What's that? What's that? Can you charge them for getting it? Well, you have to talk to Sarah about that. No. All right. There are several ways of getting people involved in your meetings. And I'm not a teacher, but I have done a lot of preaching to people, and I wanted to go over some of these thoughts here of learning styles. Are there any teachers here tonight? Okay, so you'll probably know what I'm talking about. There's the auditory, you know. There's the visual, you've got to see it. And there's the tactile, that you've got a hands-on type of thing. It's like, all right, I'll tell you this story. Say I had 3 husbands. And the first husband came home, and he said, "What's for dinner tonight?" And I said, "Well, I'm making some green chili stew." And he said, "Oh, okay." So he went and he turned the TV on. He heard me, what I said. That was fine for him. Well, second husband comes in, down the road. He says, "What's for dinner tonight?" I said, "Green chili stew." He said, "Ooh." He goes over to the stove. He looks in. Okay. And he goes back and he turns his TV on. Well, my third husband came home, and he wanted to know what was going to have for dinner. And I said, "Green chili stew." And he said, "Oh, wow, that sounds good." And he goes over to the stove. He picks up a spoon. He dips it into the pot. He eats it. And he said, "Well, that's pretty good. Not as good as what my mom makes, but that's okay." Well, that marriage didn't last very long, I'll tell you that right now. So there's 3 ways that when you're talking to a group, you've got to remember that there are 3 different ways that they're listening to you. Some have to hear it, some have to see it, and some have to really get their hands on. And getting your hands on, this is the fun part. When the president of our association is up talking, and she wants to have, we're trying to build up several projects in our neighborhood. And one is the safety patrol, and the other is the block captain. So she's talking to everybody about what she's wanting to do. And I'm in the background, and I'm saying, when she says we're looking for block captains, I speak up. And I said, yes. And this wasn't what we had in mind when we said HNA needed block captains. So I've got this picture of the little kid playing with blocks. And so this does several things for our group. Instead of being up front with her and telling about this, everybody that's sitting, and we have our meetings in the school cafeteria. So everybody has to turn around and say, who in the world is she talking about? And that's good, because that makes them look both ways. It gets them involved and gets them going. Same thing is with the safety patrol. We want to get that safety patrol. I went over to the thrift store and I found a little car and I made this safety patrol card. And I put it up on there. And here we are, we're just like on TV now. Da, 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 da. But this will give the people and the children that come to our meetings an opportunity to say, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, it's the safety patrol. Yes. And we want people, and here I am again. I mean, the president is talking up front about sign up, get on here, and I'm in the back saying, and we need drivers, and we also need backseat drivers, so get on here. So this is the fun part here. Get them involved. Another thing, if they're starting to talk too much, just say, stop it, stop it. And one thing that I have done, which I think everybody has enjoyed, is, and I'm sure that the place names of New Mexico, and also, this is I love, stories behind the street names of Albuquerque. I have made a big display of the streets that are found in this one book about our neighborhood. And people thought, oh my gosh, I never knew that was why they named it Morningside. Or Montgomery, who's that? And I remember when Montgomery was still a dirt road, and who lived there, they had the Montgomery Ranch there near Carlisle. So this is something that you could do for your association. Check these out at the library or buy them, and you can make the information about the streets that are in your neighborhood, and also the place names. I do a lot of history. I'm a history buff. So these are really good things. One item that I did for our neighborhood, Hodgin, I found out everything about Charles Hodgin. And he was one of the very important persons. You know who he was. He was involved with the education department here in Albuquerque back in the 1800s. And there's Hodgin Hall at the university that is named after this great individual. In our neighborhood, we have the Hodgin Elementary School. And a good portion of our people didn't even realize that Hodgins was who he was. And so this has brought a lot of pride into our neighborhood because now we know who he is. And so, she's only saying that I've got 2 minutes. So here I'm going to M&M, I made this, here again, I got it at the Savers thrift store, and I made a big bowl of candy M&Ms, and on it, it was M&M stands for more members. And the people really, so here it is, visual, you know, they'll say, oh, look at that, oh, candy, yes, 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 yes. Okay, that's it. No more.